Hello and welcome to Real Watchers Movie Club. My name is Garrett.
And I'm Kevin.
And we are your hosts. Movie Club is the show where you pick a movie every week and discuss it just like a book club. On today's show, we are continuing our month-long look at romance movies for the month of February. And this week's is a modern-day romance film called Past Lives. Our thoughts and more coming up on Movie Club. Released in 2023, Past Lives was directed by Celine Song and stars Greta Lee, Teo Yu, and John Magaro. After decades apart, childhood friends Nora and Hae Sung are reunited in New York for one fateful weekend as they confront notions of destiny, love, and the choices that make a life. The film currently has a 4.2 out of 5 on Letterboxd. It was nominated for 2 Academy Awards, including Best Original Screenplay and Best Picture. Before we dive into our thoughts, though, we do want to issue a spoiler warning for the film. We're going to be talking about everything that happens during this movie, and we don't want to ruin it for you if you've never seen it before. So we will be doing that. So don't let us ruin it for you. But stay till the end of the movie, or stay till to the end of the show to find out what movie we're covering next week, because, shocker, it's another romance movie, but we're going back to a comedy angle. Alrighty, Kevin. Past Lives was your choice this week.
Yes.
So what made you pick it?
I mean, it got so much award attention in 2003. Why not pick it just to see
2023, but yeah.
Oh, what did I say? 2003?
Yeah, you said 2003.
Oh my gosh. Then 20 years later then. So 2023, it got so much publicity and a lot of award talk that it was on HBO Max. Thought I'd take it out because I heard it's really good. So why not?
Yeah, I mean, I had definitely heard about this movie before. This was right when probably a year or two after I was kind of more seriously getting into the Academy Awards. This was a movie that I definitely had heard about before. I had never seen them. And then my roommate, who is my cousin's fiance, had seen the movie, and she was just raving about it. Like, nothing but positive things to say, and how she was like emotionally destroyed afterward. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm excited to check it out. So then it came up to do this, and so it is my first time seeing it. It sounds like it's your first time seeing it as well, so we have a true first time viewing for both of us. And I can safely say that this is one of my top romance movies of all time now.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, everything to the character work. There's not too many characters that you don't care about, if that makes sense. Like, if
there aren't that many characters really at all.
Well, I'm speaking because in America, they would have like all of their friends in this movie, and they would have more parts in this movie. But no, they have a couple of friends. You don't really know their names though, and you only know Arthur and the two main leads, Nora and Hee Sung, which is amazing because it's like, okay, this is who I'm watching. This is the dilemma that's happening. It doesn't in American romance. Everything would just be so impacted and drama filled, and this is just drama between 3 people, and it's perfect. It gives you that sense of, oh my gosh, what is happening, and are they actually going to do something that I don't want them to do, kind of a thing. Like, it makes you really think. But in my review, I put, this is a movie of what ifs. In this movie, what if this happened, what if this happened, and it definitely shows, because at the end you're like, it was pulling out my heartstrings a lot, like just them reminiscing about older times and stuff like that. I'll let you talk because I've been talking for a little bit.
No, you're definitely good. I am really into this movie because I think that the biggest thing about it is how realistic it feels. This is a grounded movie. This is a very personal movie, and it's not Hollywoodized, which I think is good, because obviously in Hollywood movies it's very cartoony, like, oh, I'm sorry, I spilled my coffee on you. I guess we're fucking now, and I don't really like those kinds of romance movies.
Yeah, this one's very organic.
It's very organic. It is, on one hand, it is a romance movie, right? It's about 2 characters. Well, three characters, but like being in love with someone and like the choices that end up leading to one person or another, different life paths. And
Hmm.
I love the idea that the whole past lives comes into this as, right? Like,
Hmm.
because it's more than just, like a what could have been. It's an acceptance of what is and the ability to kind of live with what is,
Hmm.
and the kind of ability to move on, um, which is
I,
great.
I wanted to ask, did you like the how this movie started off?
With it back when they were younger.
No.
Oh, sorry. When they're in the bar. Yes,
Yeah, I
fantastic.
love that because then I'm thinking to myself, so what actually happened? And then it just goes straight into the story. Like this is what what is happening in this aspect. And I'm like, okay, so that's how we're getting to the end part here. And I really liked it how it was from another perspective. It wasn't from our two main lead actors. It was just some random person that they were talking to their friends about, and I really enjoyed that because it really gives you a sense of like, oh yeah, what is happening on the other side of the bar, and then we get the whole story of what actually happens.
Yeah, and I love the idea of going on a date and the entire time you're just people watching and trying to come up with why they're there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really fun. But I absolutely, there's a lot of things I love about this movie, and I think what really contributes to the realistic tone of it is the dialogue. The
Mm-hmm.
dialogue is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there, like in a lesser movie, Arthur would have just been pissed and
Mm-hmm.
not responded, but he's supportive. He wants to meet Hae Sung, and then they get along.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a cartoony villainish type thing that happens. Like,
He's not masculine when he first meets him. Like, yeah, that's my girl kind of a thing because that's not Arthur. Arthur's more laid back and everything.
and he even greets him in Korean.
Yes, crazy. Love
Dude,
that part.
Arthur is a good man. Even though he was just playing, Xbox when his wife came home.
That was
But
great, first of all.
yeah, that's very realistic to the two of us for sure. But what's really also good about this movie is I also really like the score,
Hmm.
which is almost kind of, it almost is. I don't want to say horror-y, but it's more like bleak.
Mysterious.
It's very like gray
Hmm.
almost, which I really enjoyed. But then the cinematography is also fantastic.
I mean, I was gonna bring this up too, but the shot when they're younger and it's the stairs going up, that's
Mhm.
colorful, and the street going down, that's a little bit darker, and they're just sitting there and it's split, and all he does is say bye. Oh my gosh, piss me off, first of all. So but I love
The-
that. I love the even the carousel scene that you see in the poster too. That one's gorgeous when they go into they're doing their touristy things. Like all of New York looks fantastic. It doesn't look like that. Nadia did confirm. So
what I really love, I want to see if you picked up on this. So, when Nora and Haesung are hanging out for the first time in New York, and they
Mhm.
go to the place with the carousel and that waterfront area,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
did you notice the subtle things in the background?
Like what? Probably
So
nothing.
the entire premise is that Haesung has always been in love with her,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's kind of like a what if, what could have been,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Every single person that's
Was a
at the
couple.
carousel was a couple.
Okay,
It was
I did
all
notice.
it was all couples. They were either kissing, they were talking, they were hugging, they were just together. It was all couples. No
Mm-hmm.
one else, no kids, no single people. It was all couples, and I think that was so inspired of a choice
Mm-hmm.
because like they're the only ones there that aren't.
Yeah.
And again, it leans into what could have been and what currently is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I I mean, this movie's great. It got all the praises that it needed to. I feel like. I mean,
Yeah,
this is a good. I mean, good Valentine's Day movie too. If anybody
I,
wants to watch.
I, I don't know about being a good Valentine's Day movie because it's not,
Well,
like it is romantic and it is like, the characters are at the end of this, like is no one's worse off, and like it is kind of positive, but like it is a little bit more of a sad movie instead.
this is like the girl, your girlfriend or boyfriend is crying because but they were just chosen for each other, like that kind of a romance movie.
Yeah, and I think that there's a quote from I want to say it was Roger Ebert that said that the best movies that make you cry don't make you cry because they're sad. They make you cry because the people are good.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I think, a really powerful statement for this, because there's no bad guy here. Everyone
No.
is a good person, and you want everyone to deserve the best.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
I
what I was
really
getting. I was
okay.
getting like kind of pissed off at Hae-sung when he was like, "Yeah, this," and then Arthur kind of gets pushed away in the back. I'm like, but that's her husband though. Like, why isn't he being more in the forefront and everything like that?
Well, when they're in the bar, especially, the conversation transitions to being like just fully in Korean.
Mm-hmm.
And there
But
are
then
points. Okay.
But then he says sorry for speaking to Nora in Korean only, but that's how he feels comfortable.
And you
that's
just get wrapped up into it.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Mhm.
It's you're seeing someone who you haven't seen for a long time that you have very powerful feelings for. Like, it makes sense. And Arthur never berates him for it.
No.
He's never like, no, dude, you're fine. Like, you're totally okay. Like, she
Mhm.
sees me every day. You don't. Like, so it makes sense. And it's the same way that any one of us should treat someone else when we're in a situation like that.
But again, like an American film like this, Arthur would be irate if that was happening. But no, in this movie, he's just, yeah.
Or not even just an American movie, a lesser romance movie
Yeah. Mhm.
would have him be angry and like a villain character.
Yeah.
And like, but like there is a point where like he's clearly upset about it a little bit, because they have a conversation in bed, and which is one of the best parts of the movie.
Mhm.
The idea that, like, because you don't see men, especially in romance movies, be vulnerable to their significant other as much. They
Yeah.
kind of share their emotions.
Sorry, not to cut you off. I love when he was the first time we see Nora and Arthur in bed, and he's slung over Nora like a little. Like, I thought that was hilarious when I
Nice role
first saw that.
reversal.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely love it. But again, it leans into the dialogue just being so good, and the screenplay is so good. And that Celine Song just really knocked it out of the park, which is kind of funny. I'm glad, because she also did The Materialists, which came out last year, and which was not as good. And I'm glad that I watched Materialists first, because Past Lives was like way better, and it would have been like disheartening if I went from Past Lives to Materialists. But
Okay.
I will say that, like, I definitely loved the characters more in this one. And I think they're more well written, and they're more well rounded. But like, I really connect with this movie personally, because like I've had a lot of instances where I'm Hae-sung, and I never said anything to the person that I liked or whatever, and then had to go and see them get married or move on or whatever, and realize that door is shut, and that, like, it's like it I will say that this movie did get me teary-eyed kind of thinking of that, but also, again, because the characters are so good, so real, it does give hope that there are good people out there, which is a positive thing at the end of the day.
Well, another thing that tugged at the heartstrings for me was when she drops him off for the Uber and is walking back alone, and then Arthur just comes out, and then she starts bawling her eyes out because she knows that all of those feelings that she had kept inside just all of a sudden came out. And that's what this movie is. It's just all those past feelings just coming out, and then Arthur just walking her back into.
And he doesn't berate her. He doesn't do anything except just hold her. And it's just.
I was expecting for him to be like, "So did you guys kiss before you went to the Uber?" Like him asking that.
I wasn't expecting him to be outside waiting on the stairs.
Yes, me neither. And I was like, perfect guy right there. That's your man.
Yep, exactly. Alrighty, Kevin. So Past Lives was your pick. Why don't you go ahead and give your final thoughts and score?
Yeah, so my final thoughts and score are: this is a great, amazing movie. A little bit different than a romantic movie, just because of the circumstances that happen in this movie, but it's such a good watch. I really enjoyed the actors in this movie. They really embodied their character, and it definitely tug at the heartstrings a lot of the time during this movie, which I'm okay with. It makes me more emotional and vulnerable, but it's fantastic. That's why you watch movies sometimes. I did really like the cinematography in this. So it's absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed that. But just the chemistry between the three, I'm gonna say three of them, three actors are absolutely fantastic. And that's what makes you watch this movie.
Mhm.
And they definitely deliver. So I gave it an 94 out of 100, which is 4.5 stars out of 5.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I was not expecting to like this as much as I did. Usually, I have a very black heart and soul when it comes to romance movies, but this easily found a crack in that and worked its way inside and just lingered there in my chest. Like, I like this so much because it's one of the best romance scripts I've ever seen, um, up there with like When Harry Met Sally. But I also think that it's really good because it addresses the core concept of love, not sex and breakups and flirting and like like that kind of a romance movie. Like this is like actually about love, which I really appreciate. And I don't think we get enough romance movies that focus on love instead of like the superficial qualities of it. So
Hmm.
I also gave this movie a 94 out of 100. So we're
Oh.
on the same level, 4.5 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd. But
Hmm.
that is going to bring us to the end of this episode. What do you think of Past Lives? Would love to hear what you have to say down in the comment section down below. Just remember to be respectful of one another because maybe you'll fall in love with that person. But next week's film is a classic rom-com from the 60s called The Apartment, which I'm very excited to talk about and check that movie out. So make sure to watch it before next week so you're not spoiled. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, a couple of things. We do have our Real Watchers Awards video is now live. You can check out what we thought of the best movies of 2026 or 2025, excuse me, and the awards and nominees we have. So that's live now. Also, our live stream comes out every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and this show every single Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, make sure to keep those eyes on the screen.